Hi, it's your local Dragon Lady here with a different kind of deck profile. It is my Blue Eyes Chaos Max Rarity deck profile. So you're not going to learn any new revolutionary combos or tricks with Chaos Max. This is pretty much the deck I've been using the entire time, but this deck is my baby. Everyone seems to have that deck as their nearest and dearest to them. This is a deck that's got me my most tops at my locals when I came back to the game. So I decided, while it has no relevance today anymore, I decided I'm going to try and max rarity every card I can get because it's very near and dear to me. So let's get this started. So this max rarity deck is a work in progress. I'm not sure if I'll ever get everything to max rarity, but this is what I have so far. So for the first card, it's going to be very debatable. So for the Blue Eyes, I have 3 of these gold shiny blingy movie versions. This is the sparkliest ones that I could find. So for now, this is going to be what I'm going to consider the max rarity for this deck. Now, people are saying, wait a minute, the DDS Blue Eyes, that's a max rarity, and you're probably right. I do have one. Now, I did have 2 in my possession at one point, but the second one wasn't really mine. It was one that we found in a friend's shoebox while we were organizing cards for him. And that card has since flown off to a new home. So me getting 3 DDSs for this build, good luck. I'm lucky to have one. But as far as the blingy value is concerned, these are the most sparkliest blue eyes I could find. So this is what is going to be the max rarity for this deck. 3 Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragons. These are the secret rares, so that's gonna be the highest for that. God help me if there's ever a ghost rare of these. 1 baby secret rare, a recent addition. This used to be ultra rare, but I have it in secret, so it is maxed out. For other monsters, we have Anthropomorphic Pain, the Imagination Drake Overlord, super rare, as high as it goes as far as I know. And yes, I've been using this card for a few years now. Went under the radar, no one knew much about it until the Drytrons came out. But yes, once you ritual summon this card, your opponent must skip their first main phase. If they have no cards on the field, they can't battle, and they go into main phase too. So Chaos Max, it's conventional wisdom, you go second, but if your opponent forces you to go first, this is the card you search for. It's level 8, so you can ritual summon it with any incantation ritual cards or your advanced ritual art. So you can get it on your first turn, and bam, your opponent has to skip their main phase 1, and it shuts down all Synchro, XC, and Fusion monster, which is amazing. 1 Chaos Dragon Lavenir, it is the ulti. Able to get an ulti version of this guy. It is searchable. There are a lot of light and dark monsters, so you can banish any combination of what you want to get the effect. And it's also level 8, so if you're in a bind and need to ritual your Chaos Max or a baby, you can use this as ritual material. And of course, 3 Zaborg, the Mega Monarch. 3 ultra rares. I don't think this guy goes any higher. If it does, well, I'm going to get him. This guy wants to explain, if you normal tribute summon this monster and you use his effect to blow himself up, it's level 8, and if one of the tributed monsters was a light, you get to go through your opponent's extra deck and send 8 other extra deck monsters to the graveyard. You do the same thing for yourself, and of course your extra deck is full of grave effect monsters, so that's where you can get some endless effects with this. Much benefit to you, and of course it's almost a win condition if you get rid of the right monsters from your opponent's extra deck. Incantation Engine. Okay, we have 3 Chalice Slimes. I got them bumped up to super rare. 2 Candle, also super rare. 2 Talismans, super rares. We have 3 Pencil Plumes and 3 Book Stones. So I was very delighted when they bumped these up to super rares, and these were not very difficult to get at all. I'm probably the only person that uses this engine at my locals. So when these were released, everyone was saving them because they knew I would want them, and I was able to trade to get these guys very, very easily. So yes, that is a ratio I use for this deck, but hey, experiment. If you're playing Chaos Max, or any ritual deck for that matter, definitely experiment and see what works for you. On to magic. So for the ritual magics, we have 3 chaos forms bumped up to secret. Isn't that nice? Nice and blingy. 2 advanced ritual art. I guess you would call these gold rare. I believe that's the highest it goes. I used to use 3, but now I use 1 Incantation Inception. It's the only comment I have in this deck. I hope this gets rarity bumped to add the bling. A reason why I replaced 1 of the advanced ritual art is, well, for one, all of these are searchable with the Incantation Engine, easy peasy. But the Inception, it's good in a pinch because you could have all of your Blue Eyes White Dragons in the graveyard due to advanced ritual art, or to Chaos Form could all be banished. This one will allow you to get out any ritual monster using the incantation monsters as material, and of course you don't need to equal the exact level like these guys do. So this can equal or exceed the levels to get either your Chaos Max, your Baby, or your Drake Overlord out. For draw power, 3 Pot of Extravagance. Okay, not exactly the maximum rarity. 2 of these are secret. 1 of these is from the Megatin, like a prismatic, I guess you can call it. From what I understand, the highest rarity bump you can get with these is the collector's rare. So if I'll ever get those, I don't know. So right now, this is the best I could do for the Pot of Extravagance. 3 Melody Awakening Dragon allows you to search out your Blue Eyes White Dragon, your Chaos Dragon Lavineer, and your Chaos Max and Baby. So, valuable card, all secret rares. That is lovely. 2 Preparation of Rites, ultra rare, allows you to search your deck for a level 7 or lower ritual monster. So in this case, you're going to use it to look for the Chalice Slime. And if you have a ritual magic card in your grave, you can recover it back to your hand. And for the shits and giggles, 3 creature swaps. So you can do the funny thing, you know, if you have your incantation which has 0 defense on your field and defense, you can just switch it with one of your opponent's monsters, and bam, because Chaos Max is double piercing, you can go for the game. These are all ultra rares, and they're from LOD. Magic card. It actually says magic on this. Look at that. It's the real deal. So these weren't that very difficult to get. They're not that expensive, surprisingly enough, even for first edition. This is a first edition one right here. Don't know how much it's worth now, but at the time it wasn't that bad, so I was able to buy it online. And of course, if you wanted to add more piercing shenanigans, you can add Sheehan Spy, but I found just 3 of these works out quite well because it's not the only one condition you can do for double piercing. You can search out Baby. Baby's effect turns everything to defense position, changes everything to 0, and bam, you can go for game that way. For the extra deck, yes, I rarely bumped this too. So we have 3 Elder Entity Natis. I got them from the Maximum Gold. Isn't it pretty? So most of these cards are going to be used with the effect of Zaborg. So when Natis hits the graveyard, you can pop any card that your opponent has, front row, back row, doesn't matter. 3 Herald of the Arclight. Maximum Gold. Had to do it. So when this hits the graveyard, you can search your deck for any ritual monster or magic card you want and add it to your hand. 3 Fossil Warrior Skull Knight. This took longer to search for. It's a secret rare. You send it to the graveyard, and basically once per turn, what you can do is you can banish this from your graveyard. You can target a monster and destroy it, which is very, very nice. And here's one that's a little less known. 3 Wind Pegasus Enigster. Okay, this is a super rare, high as it goes. However, if you send it to the graveyard, whenever your opponent were to destroy a monster by card effect or battle, what you can do in response, you can banish this card, target a card your monster controls, and shuffle it back into the deck. And they don't expect this because they're curious, like, why on earth are you sending a Wind Pegasus to your graveyard? Well, that's a surprise because people tend to forget about it. So when people destroy one of my cards, okay, fine, bam, bounce to your deck, shuffle it, and it is gone. So that's it for the grave effects. However, for the 3 remaining cards, I have 1 Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon, secret rare. on the rare occasion you might have two Blue Eyes White Dragons on the field, so you can contact fusion, great removal. It does not get destroyed by battle. If it battles a monster that is higher attack than that, you will take damage. However, it will banish that monster and it's non-targeting. So hey, if you're in a mirror match, your opponent's a Chaos Max Dragon, you'll take 1,000 damage, but that Chaos Max is gone. You have 2 level 8s. You can rank into number 38, Hope Harbinger. It's excellent. It's a negation for a magic card once per turn, and if your opponent were to attack into one of your weaker monsters, like an incantation for example, they attach, and that attack must be redirected to him, so they could take damage. 1 number 23, Lancelot. Holy moly. If you get your opponent to 2,000 life points or less, and you have 2 Chaos Max Dragons, but there's nothing you can do to get around their monsters, bam, just rank into this guy and you can attack directly. And also, if you detach a material, it basically negates a card effect, which is amazing. Now for the side deck I am max rarity as well, and there's a few cards here that I constantly go back and forth with because it's hard to decide. There's not enough room for some of these cards, but they're all oh so good. So 3 Bingo Machine Go, rarity bumped to secret rare. But the funny thing about this though is the ultra rares. The 3 ultra rares are worth a lot more than the secret rares. So yeah, so if you're going for monetary value, the ultra rares are the way to go. But for rarity bumps, it's gotta be secret. Usually I'll swap this out with the support with the Mega Monarch if it's not working out for me. But Bingo Machine is excellent. It can search for your Blue Eyes White Dragon, your Chaos Max, your baby, and your Chaos Form Ritual Magic card. And to me, this is basically bait with benefits. If you think your opponent has a Ash Blossom or Joy Spring or whatever, activate this and it's too good to ignore. So if your opponent were to negate it with the Ash, no problem, go on with your incantation plays. But if they don't, you're going to get your search. So really, really too good to ignore. I have 1 Winged Dragon of Ra, ultra rare, 2 Lava Golems. One is secret rare, and the other is an ultra rare. I think I have another secret rare somewhere. I'm not sure, this might be the only one, but if I can find another secret rare, I'll have to replace this for the complete rarity bump. 3 Dark Ruler No More is the only printing, so this is the highest it gets. It's like it's a secret rare, as you can call it. 3 Twin Twisters, when this came out in secret, hell yeah, I gotta put this in this deck. And 3 Swords of Concealing Light. Now, this is still a decent card. Now, I don't know what the highest rarity of this would be, but this is, I guess, you can even see it, a shatter foil. So it is shiny, but it is difficult to see. But if you don't like this strategy, I mean, it just flips all your opponent's cards in the face and defense position for a couple of turns. So, of course, that's where Chaos Max is always power, double piercing. But you can replace these with other shenanigans, like a Shein Spy. You can replace this with a Hand Trap, maybe Ash Blossom. In my case, it had to be 3 secret rares, which is good luck with that. But yeah, that is what I have for my extra deck so far. So everyone, that is my Chaos Max rarity deck so far. Will I ever complete it to the absolute maximum? I don't know, because the DDS Blue Eyes will be an issue, and same thing with the Pop Extravagance. But hey, you never know. So I want to thank you all for watching this video, and remember to always be a good sport. Play the game, not the fame. See ya!